Shalom, Akim, start the lesson. We want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Shai, Hashem, and Kakmadash. Devil and our apostles and elders, great mills from the taught us the truth. Peace and blessings of sincere Akim to pushing this truth. And all truth and sincerity are on the four corner of the earth to the Jaleel to us, Shalom. Welcome the brother Yerah Ariel from the Great Storm Miami camp. Come back to the spirit power, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Shai, to make another lesson. Okay, in this lesson, I'm going to how we are to not, neglect the brotherhood. Okay, do things with the brothers that you have amongst you that you go out on the highways and byways with. Okay, that you risk your life, preaching the word with, man. Okay, because there's a lot of people in the world that itch and that crave for the love that we have for each other. There's a lot of people that that's why they join fraternities and that's why they join these groups, these lodges, and all these Freemasonry. Okay, they want that feeling of that true brotherhood. But all that brotherhood is in wickedness. Okay, scripture say that Jake has a zeal, but not according to knowledge. Okay, so Jake understands right from wrong. All right, that's why he tries to join those groups because Jake ultimately wants that feeling of having brothers that care about you. All right, that love you. Okay, and that's why they join these groups. But us as men of the Lord, okay, they see how lively we are. They see how we always together, and they see, you know, how brotherly we are, man. Okay, and then and they envy that. Okay, every time we go out, it's like your face shines. Okay, it's always just certain. It's always like eyes on you when you go out. Okay, because people see that glow, man. People see that glow in us, man. Okay, people can tell that we are not regular, typical so-called black men. Okay, we are men of the Lord. All right, but then again, going back to the topic, forsaking not what we have, because once you start to neglect and forsake, that's when the Lord, gets to removing you, man. Okay, when you start, neglecting your brothers and not, reciprocating that same brotherly love or energy towards one another, that's when the Lord tends to either jack you up or take you out of this ministry, man, or you want to misuse the brotherhood only for your benefits. Okay, that's when the Lord takes you up, man. That's the last thing that you want. Lord to remove you amongst the brotherhood, because that's when you are going to be itching for it back, man. But once the Lord removes you from this thing, where are you going to try and find you're going to try to find something similar. Okay, you might go back into the world trying to get back with an old friend that you once had. Okay, but it's not it's not going to feel the same, because what something that we can always refer back to is the scriptures. Okay, when niggas in the world, you only could talk about something for so long, man. Okay, you can't speak, you can't speak to a nigga in the world for too long, man. You having this knowledge and wisdom and understanding. Okay, when you speaking to the brother, you can talk about worldly shit, but it's always gonna revert back to the Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, truth. Okay, that's what it's gonna always go back to, man. All right, and that's what people fail to realize, man. All right, because it's a balance. All right, that's how we have to not neglect what we have, not to ultimately appreciate what we got. Our elders, the men over us. Okay, the brothers that we have, appreciate these things, man. All right, this is Matthew 22 and 36. It says, Master, what is the great commandment in the law? And it says, Thou shalt say unto him, Thou shalt love the Most High with all thy heart, and with thy soul and all thy mind. This is the first great commandment, right? I mean, we are to love. We are to love the Most High with all our might, okay, our heart, our soul, and our mind, man. Okay, and it said the second is unlike unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. That's right, man. That's so and when you go into the word neighbor, it goes into fellow brother, man. Okay, so we are to love our brother, in all sincerity, man. Making sacrifices for one each other, okay, doing certain things for one another, all right. All these things that Yahweh said of us, man. Showing our diligent love for each other, sacrificing things, okay, for our brothers. Obviously, not abusing the ministry, but ultimately bringing something to it. All right, because we all are supposed to benefit off of each other, man. It's not only supposed to be one person benefiting and the other person just draining. No, man. You're supposed to benefit from the other brother. Certain things that they don't know, you can help, or you have a talent here that you can help. It's a body, okay, and a body works together in unison, okay. You got the brain, you got the arm, you got the legs, you got the fingers. Everything has its purpose. Okay, if you remove one of those things from the body, you are going to feel that difference. Okay, if there's a whole body working together and then you take out the arms, you're going to feel that difference. Or you take out the legs or your hands, you're going to feel that difference, man. And that's ultimately referencing the body of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, man. Okay, we are all essential parts of the body, man. Okay, in the brotherhood and in the truth that we are in. Okay, make yourself useful, man. Don't not neglecting what we got, man. We're taking it for granted, cause that's the last thing you want to do, man. Take what we have right now for granted, man. All right, you want to be fully appreciative of what you have, man. Okay, and continue on. This is Hebrews 10, verse 25, and it says, "For not nor forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching." That's right, man. As we see the time and the end time coming, not neglecting the assembly of the brotherhood, man. Seeing your brother, going to fellowship with your brother, not neglecting that, man. Seeing that we at the end of the world and things might change. Okay, it's gonna be famine of the world. It's gonna be martial law. City's gonna be blocked off. All right, seeing that these things are going to come, not neglecting the assembly of ourselves, man. Okay, not abusing. Okay, not letting this truth be only one-sided, man. But in all sincerity, two-sided, man. Brothers feeding into each other. All right, that's what it's all about, man. Having that reciprocal energy throughout the body, man. All right, not just draining from one another. Okay, being with your brother. Okay, fellowship with your brother, chilling with your brother. Okay, and I'm speaking to myself first and foremost because that's something that I gotta do more. Okay, I gotta fellowship more with brothers out of what we already do as well throughout the week, man. Because ultimately, too, that's one thing that I noticed. Okay, you could be having the worst day ever, man, the worst day ever, and then you just fellowship with a bro, or or you go to a bro house, all right, or you assemble amongst multiple brothers, and then now you feeling up in the spirit, man, showing you how we are all on the same mindset. Okay, we understand the flesh and what we go through. So now when we get amongst each other, what do? We uplift each other through the spirit. Okay, in righteousness and not in carnality, man. Okay, and in the world, you talk to, okay, take it all by yourself. Okay, that lone wolf spirit. All right, don't let nobody know your issues and all these things. All right, but in this truth, you can confess your faults to your brother. You can explain things, man. And what are they gonna do? They're gonna comfort you. They're gonna push you to keep fighting, keep enduring. Okay, that's why the brotherhood is so beautiful and it's so lovely, man. Okay, because I can attest that for myself, man. I was having a a terrible day. On a Wednesday, and that day was, for us to go fellowship at the beach. And Spirit was getting on me saying, don't go, fall back, get home, relax, you know. But I went anyways, man. And then I went anyways, and me seeing the brothers vibing, enjoying, having a good time, up in the spirit. That threw all my thoughts away, man. I was happy. All right, showing you how beneficial this brotherhood is, man. It's true, is, man. All right, going on. This is John 13 and verse 34. It says, "A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I has loved you, that ye also love one another." One other, slug. That's right, man. Even showing you how Yahushua loved us. Okay, the greatest form of love was him, giving up his life for us, man. The elect. Okay, that's the greatest form of love that Lord Yahushua did for us. Okay, and we got to, and we are to return the favor when it's amongst, the truth. Okay, and the brotherhood, man, not neglecting what we have. Okay, so hey, brothers, Lord, in this lesson is it's edifying. Okay, I feel like the point has been made. All right, today's lesson is going to be not neglecting the brotherhood. Okay, brothers being up in the spirit, being lively. All right, be a beneficial brother to one another, bringing something to the table that we have, man. The ministry. All right, so Lord, this is edified with that. I do want to give all praise and all glory to you. How about Hashim, Shai, Hashim, Takadash. I want to start apostles, others, great milson that taught us his truth. Peace and blessing to the church. I came with that. I want to say shalom.